Today we got my boy Munchie B on the list for a real discussion. Now before anybody take this the wrong way, let me make it clear. This is not no disrespect. In fact, I'm a fan of Munchie B. I done tapped in with his music. I'm also tapped in with his interviews and I know the energy he brings to this culture. But B-Team, we gotta be honest for a second. There's been a couple times you've been caught on camera dropping the blower. And I'm sitting back thinking to myself, hold up. If you can't really see, who exactly are you aiming at? That's why this segment right here is going to be called, Can Munchie B Really See?
Munchie B with the strap at the No Jumper federal headquarters where everybody gets indicted and goes down and they record it and don't edit it out. Let's get right to it.
Guilty.
Boom. So here we go. Whoever did these angles, listen, whoever the federal agent is that is recording and getting these good angles, bravo. Listen, hold on. Bravo. Listen, I've never seen such federal agency done with such precision. I'm just saying, was this live? That's what I want to know. Was this live, and why do these guys keep doing the same thing? You know you're going on camera. I'm starting to think.
A facts not fixing with a hundo on the Nellas.
He ain't talking to fucking you, man.
Said what? I'm from Santana, and that's it.
But why you keep saying that?
Munchie, let that shit go.
Hey, y'all. Wait, y'all stop. Wait. Munchie, wait. Come on, man. Wait, man. Listen, man. Hold up, man. Come on, man. Bro. Munchie, come on, man. This is where I live at, bro. This is where
The first incident was already wild enough. Munchie had the blower on him, but in the middle of whatever was going on, it slips, it drops, it hits the floor. And in that moment, you can't help but think, if you were truly blind, why would you even be carrying it in the first place? A gun isn't something you play with. It isn't something you flash for a moment of clout. It's a tool that can take lives, change lives, or put your own life in jeopardy. And that's why that first clip already raised eyebrows. Then came the second situation where Munchie flat out flashed the blower. Now, flashing a gun is one thing, but when you're supposed to be completely blind, how do you even know what angle you're pointing at? How do you know if you're holding it upright or sideways? You gotta at least be able to see shadows, outlines, movement, something. Because to hold it with confidence like that, it doesn't add up with being 100% blind. And then, the third situation was the one that really sealed the conversation. This time it wasn't just about dropping it, or just about flashing it. You could hear him cock it back. That's a whole different energy. That's preparation. That's the sound you make when you're ready to let it off. And I don't care who you are, or what you got going on. If you are completely blind, the last thing you're going to want to do is start waving around a loaded weapon in a close environment. Because not only do you put yourself in danger, you put every single person around you in danger too. That's where the real concern comes in. If Munchie is being passed a gun, if his homies are trusting him to hold that down in a close car or in a heated situation, that's risky business. Because what happens if some static really jumps off? What happens if someone really pulls up and it's time to use it? A person with 100% vision already knows how hard it is to stay calm, steady, and accurate in a moment of chaos. Now imagine someone who can't see clearly, or worse, can't see at all, spraying off shots. The margin for error is way too high. You could miss your target entirely and hit an innocent bystander. You could hit one of your own homies who's standing right next to you. That's not just risky, that's reckless. And this is why people are questioning the situation. Maybe Munchie isn't fully blind. Maybe he's vision-impaired, which is something completely different. There are plenty of people in this world who can't see at 100%, but they can still make out shapes, movements, shadows, or light. That's not total blindness, that's obstruction in your sight. And if that's the case with Munchie, then it makes sense why he can still move the way he does, why he's still comfortable flashing or cocking back a gun in the first place. But if that's not the case, if he really is blind, completely blind, then we gotta be honest here. The only explanation left is that he's playing into it. Maybe for sympathy, maybe for a check, maybe just for the storyline. Because no matter how you look at it, a blind man walking around strapped up is not just a scary image, it's a contradiction. It don't make sense. And at the end of the day, it's not about disrespecting Munchie. It's about pointing out the reality. A gun is nothing to play with. A gun in the hands of someone who can't see is a danger to everybody in the room, everybody in the car, everybody on that block. And if your circle is handing you that gun, letting you tote it, and acting like nothing's wrong, that says more about them than it does about you. Because real friends don't put you in positions where you could crash out or accidentally take somebody's life. Real homies don't hand a gun to a blind man and then trust him with their life in his hands. So the bigger message here is simple. If you're gonna hold a weapon, you better know exactly what you're doing with it. And if you're really blind, then somebody around you should love you enough to say, nah, we not doing that. But the way these clips keep popping up, the way these incidents keep lining up, it's looking less like a disability and more like a performance. And if that's the case, then Munchie, you've been playing the game way longer than people thought. So when we step back and really look at this whole situation, it comes down to one thing: truth and accountability. Munchie B, you've been caught in too many moments where that blower's in your hand, whether it's dropping on the floor, being flashed for the camera, or cocked back like you're ready for war. And when people see that, they don't just see a rapper, they don't just see a personality, they see the contradiction between being labeled blind and still moving around like you got full vision. That's why the questions keep coming up. That's why people ain't just letting it slide. Because let's be real, nobody's saying you don't have a struggle. Nobody's saying you don't deal with challenges that most folks can't even imagine. But there's a difference between being impaired and being completely blind. And the way you've been holding yourself, the way you've been holding weapons, shows that there's some level of sight there. That's not hate. That's not disrespect. That's observation. And when the cameras don't lie, the people are going to speak on it. The danger in all of this is bigger than just your image. If you're blind and you're holding that gun, then every single time you load it, every single time you cock it back, you put your life and everybody else's life in jeopardy. If your homies are really letting you do that, if they're really putting their trust in your trigger finger while knowing you can't see like that, that's reckless and that's not love. Real ones protect you from crashing out. Real ones stop you before you do something that could end your career, your freedom, or somebody else's life. So the conclusion is simple. Either you got some level of sight and you're playing into the blind label for sympathy and checks, or you really are blind and you've been placed in situations where you should have never been holding a blower in the first place. Either way, it's dangerous, it's questionable, and it's not a good look for you or your team. At the end of the day, the truth always comes out. The people ain't dumb, the fans ain't blind. And if you really care about your safety, your reputation, and your legacy, then it's time to move smarter. Guns and blindness don't mix, and the streets don't give second chances when things go wrong.